a powerful tool. You can see things that are very cool, but baby, don't be a fool. Listen to the steps that are useful. Do not share your private info. Make sure you know who you are talking to. Think before you click. Your post may put your life at risk.
Are you always master? And I am Cherry Anatabay, your master of the ceremony.
The internet is a powerful tool. You can see things that are very cool, but baby, don't be a fool. Listen to the steps that are useful. Do not share your private info. Make sure you know who you are talking to. Think before you click. Your post may put your life at risk.
A very blessed morning to everyone. The internet is like a magical space, and safety tools are your always best tools. And I am Cherry Anatabay, your master of the ceremony. Good morning. I thank all of you for joining us here today and learn a lot about cyber safety for parents and children. In other words, cyber safety for all of us. We are grateful and honored for all of you who spared their time to make this webinar fruitful. Before we begin, let's start our program with the doxology to be led by Ms. Sara Abendan and to be followed by national anthem.
The internet.
All these pieces, broken and scattered, in mercy gathered, mended empty-handed, and not forsaken. I've been set free. I've been set free. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Who once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Oh, I can see now. Oh, I can see your love in your eyes, laying yourself down, raising up the broken to
Now, to officially begin our program, we request the presence of Miss Princess May Portia to give us words for the opening remarks. Let us all give her around the virtual applause.
Everyone. Good morning to everyone. Una po sa lahat, maraming salamat po sa inyong paglalaan ng oras para makanood sa aming webinar. I hope that all of you are safe. I am so happy and feel honored to have all of you today as our guests. I want to assure you all that you will get a lot of knowledge and information from us. Our webinar is designed to any audiences, kahit ano man ang edad, kasarian, kulay, tangkad, o kung ano pa yan, lahat po kayo ay welcome dahil ang pagiging safe online ay karapatan ng lahat. Hindi pa huli para sa mga parents, grandparents o sabihin nating mga nasa elderly stage ang matuto at lalong hindi pa huli para sa mga estudyanteng katulad ko ang proteksyonan ng sarili nila sa internet. Let us all grasp that right and let us all be secured. Thank you to our ICT instructor who made this webinar possible, to all the teams who worked hard and gave their best efforts, and of course to you, dear participants. Thank you so much. Let us all have a great day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you for the wonderful and inspiring opening remark, Miss Princess May Portia. Now, let us all welcome our speaker for today, Miss Alexa Nicole Punanan, to share us about her knowledge about cyberspace and some tips to be safe while using different platforms. Let us all give her a round of virtual applause.
Did you know that there are 50 billion estimated devices connected to the internet? That amount becomes even more significant if we're going to compare it to the total world population, which is comprised of 7.5 billion people as of the moment. Now, why is it important for us to know this fact? Simply because we are part of this volume. And as time passes by, because we users never stops on connecting through this medium, cyberspace never stops on expanding as well. But we humans have this nature of getting into things without even knowing them properly. For example, in some relationships. And we all know how these kinds of connection most likely won't be what we want it to be in the end. Hence, I am Alexa Nicole Cunanan, standing in front of everyone, though virtually, to introduce you to the world of cyberspace, an introduction to cyber safety. Like what I've said earlier, most of us are getting involved on things we don't even know what is about. So before anything else, let's define cyberspace. What is cyberspace? As a hobby, cyberspace refers to the virtual computer world, and more specifically, an electronic medium that is used to facilitate online communication. Cyberspace typically involves a large computer network made up of many worldwide computer subnetworks that employ TCP or IP protocol to aid in communication and data exchange activities. Meanwhile, cyberspace's core feature is an interactive and virtual environment for a broad range of participants. Cyberspace also refers to the virtual computer world, and more specifically, an electronic medium that is used to facilitate online communication. By these definitions, we saw how cyberspace has become as essential to the function of daily modern life as we know it. Other definition, cyberspace is a global and dynamic domain subject to constant change, characterized by the combined use of electrons and the electromagnetic spectrum, whose purpose is to create, store, modify, exchange, share, and extract, use, eliminate information, and disrupt physical resources. Now, to understand it more precisely, I'm going to introduce you to the most famous siblings. I'm sure you know them all by yourself. Any guess? Clue! This isn't the four sisters and the wedding, but they do have connections. Anyone? None? Then, let me welcome you to the cyber world. Now, am I making sense already? The following are the top 4 most downloaded apps of the decade. We have Facebook, the favorite among the siblings, or the Teddy one, the oldest yet the most cheap for some. I believe this app has some curse on it. Like, you're doing your assignment, then you won't even notice that you're scrolling on your feed already. Well, I couldn't be the only one. Second is Twitter, also known as the Gossip app. The app for gossiping to celebrities and influencers roasting each other online. Well, this is the Bobby between the 4 apps, since we have this space called Supreme Court of Twitter. But personally, this app is my favorite because the news in here are more precise. The only problem here is that one wrong move, then expect the whole internet to cancel you. Hashtag jail time. Third, Instagram. Won't be saying anything except this app is so useful and pleasing to the eyes. Fourth, YouTube. This app is undeniably useful and entertaining too. Let's just not talk about the never-ending odds. This is also where vloggers can. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell button for more updates. Kidding aside, now that we know what cyberspace means and the apps that we use that made us teens involved in this matter, we can all admit that today's environment depends on this to make our day-to-day tasks easier and more convenient. However, we should not ignore cyberspace's other side, the dark side, especially because teens, or what we know as the future of this generation, is the one to be affected of it the most. Social media effects. Social media use can also negatively affect teens, distracting them, disrupting their sleep, and exposing them to bullying, rumor spreading, unrealistic views of other people's lives and peer pressure. Now, for the teens watching, have you experienced the situations above? I've been, and I know it's hard and suffocating, but I want you to know that you're not alone, and everything's gonna be alright in time. Yet, everyone should know that you can do something to prevent this from happening. By what? Cyber safety. Cyber safety addresses the ability to act in safe and responsible manner on the internet and other connected environments. These behaviors protect personal information and reputation and include safe practices to minimize danger online. You see, cyber safety is what we all have to possess, to earn, for us to be able to know well, to be well, and avoid any harm inside the cyberspace. But also, by order of doing this, you might ask, what are we trying to protect ourselves against? So here are the 3 main aspects of cyber safety. First, unauthorized access. What's worse other than your personal account containing your personal infos getting opened and being read by someone you don't know? Second, unauthorized deletion, especially deletion of the important data and documents you save for future purposes. Third, unauthorized modification. This is a modification or alteration of something without, of course, your permission. These 3 aspects are all alarming and should undergo on a long and legal process which too has no certainty of justice. However, if we'll be cautious enough to avoid this, in other words, be cyber secured, then enjoying the cyber world at the same time being safe from harm won't be a hard thing to do anymore. That's all, and thank you so much for listening.
Thank you for this important information you've shared with us, Miss Alexa. May we all have learned a lot of information from our first speaker. Now, I know all of you are enjoying while learning about the cybersecurity. But before we continue, we prepared short games and load prizes for you. The first mechanics of the game is to take a screenshot of our webinar or a selfie while watching our webinar. May I repeat? The first mechanics of the game is to take a screenshot of our webinar or a selfie while watching our webinar. Second, if you are watching in YouTube, like our live stream. And last but not the least, participate and answer the question we got ready for all of you. We will choose 20 winners of load worth 20 to 50 pesos from Google Meet Chat and YouTube Live Chat. The winners will be announced at the end of the webinar. So straighten up your seat and get ready to type your answer. So your timer starts now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. And the answer is, you got it right, cyberspace. The question number 2. And your timer starts now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then the answer is secured. Okay. From question number 3. And your timer starts now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. And then the answer is social media. Okay. Number 4. Keep going. Number 4. Your timer starts now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the answer is internet. And last but not the least, question number 5. Your timer starts now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is safety. The answer is cyber safety. Thank you to all who participated in the game and good luck to all of you. Now, may I call on our second speaker for the day, Ms. Gia Sanay, to give more tips and knowledge about the same topic. Let us all give her a round of applause.
A pleasant morning to every gender that are currently listening. I am your speaker for this topic. My name is Gia Bisanay from UMS 11Y19 of Group 2. My topic is all about online safety and security entitled A Click to Connect, Keeping a Safe Cyberspace for Parents and Children. But before I start this topic, let me first share a story of one girl that is very close to me. She has a dark skin, fat body, big gums, fuzzy hair, bulky arms, flat nose, wide forehead, everything to describe an ugly person. These horrible words I just said may be uncomfortable to you, but she receives those words every single day from the internet. But she never told anyone, even her parents. She doubted herself alone. She lost her confidence alone. She ate and swallowed everything on the internet alone until she exploded. Now, let me ask you, among the situations, have you ever opened up on your parents? Do you tell them all the hate you receive every day? Are you even close to your parents? Just put all those things in your mind and join me as we discover more about cyber safety. Earlier, you have already learned what's inside cyberspace. But here in our discussion, we will going to tackle about your safety inside the internet world. Next slide. Here are some tips and internet safety advices for parents and children. First, discover the internet together. We all know that using gadgets nowadays is not just only a hobby but a necessity. We use cell phones, tablets, computers, laptops every single day. It's now part of our daily life, but as we use them more often, we lose our focus on something more special. It's the bond inside your home. We lose time for our family. But what if we reciprocate the situation? Why don't we use the bad effect and turn it into a good one? For example, you can go somewhere in the internet or try something unfamiliar with your parents and children. Or you can just play games inside your home. It's enough quality time for the family. You discover something new while enjoying together. Second, encourage your child to be careful when disclosing personal information. To all the parents out there, personal information is widespread in the internet. You need to put your information first for you to access a site. But we know that internet is very big and full of threats. So you, as a parent, should start educating your children to be extra careful on sharing and disclosing personal informations. Third, agree with your child rules for internet use in your home. Every family should have rules for the use of internet because everything should have limitation. We shouldn't let ourselves overuse internet or our gadgets. Well, of course, one main factor is it is bad for our health. Lastly, talk about the risk associated of meeting online friends in person. As we actively use internet, we discover new friends or what we called online friends. But always remember that not everything we meet online is safe to trust. Some are just getting your feelings so that they can do something bad than you. Meeting online friends in person is a no for me personally. It's like eating risks alive. So to all peeps out there, be mindful before something turns out is a disaster. Now, as we are now in the topic of threats, let's further elaborate what are these things. Next slide, please. Threats in cyber world, according to IGI Global, a leading international academic publisher. Threats is the possibility of accidental or deliberate compromise of information security, the loss of confidentiality, integrity or availability, or impaired functions that provide authenticity and non-repudiation of information. Here we have listed the three most common and harmful cyber threats. Number one is phishing attacks. Phishing is a type of social engineering attack often used to steal user data, including login credentials and credit card numbers. It occurs when an attacker masquerading as a trusted entity dupes a victim into opening an email, instant message, or text message. At number two is malware threats. Malware is the collective name for a number of malicious software variants, including viruses, ransomware, and spyware. It is designed to cause extensive damage to data and systems or to gain unauthorized access to a network. And at number three is cryptojacking. It is also called malicious crypto mining. It is an online emerging threat that hides on a computer or mobile device and uses the machines as resources to mine forms of online money known as cryptocurrencies. There are a lot more cyber threats in cyber world. That's why we need to be extra careful on everything we post online. So next slide, please. Due to these threats, it causes a lot of negative effects physically and mentally. With the rapid spread and growth of the internet, they have appeared some social phenomena such as cyberbullying, internet pornography, grooming through social networks, cyber suicide, internet addiction, and social isolation. And according to researchers, youth are mostly the victims of these crimes. Teens who pathologically use internet may be about 2.5 times more likely to develop depression. I also experienced being harassed and bullied online, and to be honest, It's really depressing knowing that someone is saying you are useless and even wishing you to die. The cyber world is very big, and that's the reason why you couldn't get the proper justice on someone who did wrong to you online. But now let's move on to the next slide. So here I have listed 5 ways to talk online about internet safety. First is set the ground rules. This is one thing that should be implemented in every home. The rules and regulation. Next is explain why you need to monitor their online news and talk about what's going on in their lives. Our parents should know our day-to-day experiences, and we children should practice sharing things, even just the small details of our day. It can be a great help for our parents to know the things that we need their guidance. And also, lastly, teach how to take action by themselves and involve kids in decision making. It's important that even in a young age, children should start having their own decisions. It's one way to express what they want and who they are. And by that, it can lead to taking action and knowing solutions and problems just by themselves. A simple gesture of asking and talking to your parents or children can make a great impact for oneself. Actually, it's the key of having good communication in a home, the being open to each other. Okay, next slide. So, why do cyber attacks happen? This is the most likely reason an organization get attacked. Criminals are looking to gain financially in 3 main ways. Third-party fraud is fueled by identity theft, and breach data gives criminals the information they need to take over someone's identity. So here, let me introduce to you the Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012. It is officially recorded as Republic Act number 10175, a law in the Philippines that was approved on September 12, 2012. Among the cybercrime offenses included in the bill are cyber squatting, cyber sex, child pornography, identity theft, illegal access to data, and libel. Its original goal was to penalize acts like crimes and unsolicited electronic communications in the country. Any person found guilty of any of the punishable acts enumerated in Section 4 shall be punished with imprisonment of arresto mayor or a fine of at least 50,000 pesos, but not exceeding 250,000 pesos or both. Next slide, please. To add more on our informations, we asked students and graduates from different schools to answer some questions. First is Grizel Polizon, Bachelor of Science in Computer Science graduate. According to her, flaming or cyberbullying are the most common threats online. For most people who see something they don't like, even though the post is not for them, they still unconsciously do it. Another one is cybercrime, where most likely adults message children to send them their body or maliciously messaging them. Next is Vinomar, an IT department manager, and according to him, the most common threats on online platforms are cyberbullying, cyber predator, phishing, accidentally downloading of malware, and posting private information. And he also suggests ways to stay safe in the internet, such as keep your personal information professional and limited. Keep your privacy settings on. Be careful what you download. Choose strong passwords. And of course, be careful what you post. And last but not the least is John Eris Polo, a BSIT graduate and Tier 1 Network Security Analyst. He shared the common malpractice parents usually do, like letting their children use social networking platforms without guidance, creating an account with poor privacy settings for their children, downloading movies, series, cartoons using torrenting softwares. He also gives advices on how to stay safe and smart on the internet, especially for the parents and children. Using the internet, such as limit your children's internet usage. Let your children use YouTube for Kids instead of the regular YouTube. Review the browser history after letting your child browse the internet. And now that you have learned about online safety, let me ask you again. Are you really safe online? Are you really secured? Once again, my name is Gia Bisanay. Thank you for listening.
That was a nice information you shared out there, Miss Gia. I know that all of you have a lot of questions in your mind. And now, it is time to you to ask your question. You can type your question or you can open your mic regarding about our topic for today. You can type your question right now. So, from Erlene Joy Lugo, what are the cause of cyber attacks? Again, from Erlene Joy Lugo, what are the cause of cyber attacks?
Okay, so to answer the question of Miss Erlene, the causes or some causes of cyber attacks are those unsecured Wi-Fi networks allow criminals to intercept confidential login details from connected computers. And it is also due to the social media channels publicizing personal details which can allow cyber criminals to steal identities. Actually, it's just about yung hindi natin pagiging maalam or hindi natin pagiging sure sa safety natin online. Hindi tayo masyadong nag-explore sa kung ano yung mga dapat natin gawin muna bago natin sapalarin yung internet world. So, for an advice, let's just check first our internet settings kung ano yung mga bagay na dapat natin on or off para sa kaligtasan din nating lahat. Thank you for that wonderful question.
Thank you for that wonderful answer, Miss Alexa. From Orly Deguino, how to prevent cyber attacks on your mobile devices?
Okay, so just like what I've said, internet is very big, so we should explore it. Kasi may mga settings sa ating, like from Facebook, may mga settings doon na pwede nating i-on yung publicity of our information, just like our emails, our birthdays, our numbers. Pwede natin siyang hindi ipakita online or hindi natin ilagay yung privacy as public. Pwede natin siyang gawin na lang na only me para hindi makita ng ibang tao yung informations na nasa Facebook mo and mas safe ka pa sa kung ano yung mga makikita nila sa Facebook account mo.
Thank you for that wonderful answer, Miss Gia. Now, for our closing remarks, may I call on Miss Crizel Ori to deliver some words.
Thank you, Miss Cherry Ann. First of all, I would like to thank our ICT instructor, Ma'am Emmy, for letting us do this work, and also the teams and team leaders who are doing their very best just to make this webinar happen. Thank you to these people who lead us today, Miss Alexa Nicole Conanan and Miss Gia Sanay. Thank you for educating us about how cyber safety is very much important, especially in these modern times. Also, thank you everyone for joining and listening to us. Let us spread the awareness and all of us will be secure on the internet. Thank you and have a good day.
Thank you, Ms. Crizel Ori. So that concludes our cyber security webinar. I hope you all enjoy and learn something today. Let us all be secured on the internet. Thank you all for joining us and trusting us. Again, this is Cherry, your master of the ceremony, congratulating of the winners and the participants who learned a lot, and I
now officially closing up the event. It's been an honor to lead you throughout the conference. Thank you. Have a good day and may God bless us all. Okay, this is what you're waiting for. So now, I will be announce all the winner. I want to congratulate Miguel Encila, Mika Eunice Araula, Erlene Joy Lugo, Nathaniel Sandoval, Orly Deguino, Shirley Perez, Asaya Sanchez, and Krisa Suficiencia.
The internet is a powerful tool. You can see things that are very cool, but baby, don't be a fool. Listen to the seems that are slow. Do not share your private info. Make sure you know who you are talking to. Think before you click. Repost me, put your life at risk.
Webinar will win 50 pesos load. And for more details, please send it on Messenger to NECA Aporbo. Thank you all, and may God bless us all.
The internet is a powerful tool. You can see things that are very cool, but baby, don't be a fool. Listen to the seeps that are useful. Do not share your private info. Make sure you know who you are talking to. Think before you click. Repost me, put your life at risk.
Please reach out to our program director's Facebook account, NECA Aporbo. The first 10 who will send the screenshots of webinar will win 50 pesos load. And for more details, please send it on Messenger to NECA Aporbo. May I repeat? The first 10 who will send the screenshot of webinar, we will win 50 pesos load. And for more details, please send it on Messenger to NECA Aporbo.
The internet is a powerful